And we're back.
Yeah. Oh, you look great. I know you got fans.
I rock this shirt and
You do rock that shirt pretty good. I like it.
I got to at least watch so that somebody's watching.
Oh, look her way down. Happy Monday. Everybody out there today?
Yeah, we'll wait a minute. You want to wait a sec and let some people chime in and see who's on there? Oh, that's me.
Ooh, yeah.
I'm on there. I'm
You're
watching.
On there. Can we do it like this so we can see it? I can read that. Can you read that?
Yep.
Nice. We'll give it a couple minutes. Let some people join up. Somebody else is first. What's up, Mike? We got another one. Slowly coming in. Hope everybody had a great Monday. Is it raining where you guys are?
Yeah, we got back before.
Yeah, we're back home.
For
Just got a storm. Big old storm.
Drove through a little bit of rain.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad.
We were at the rest area on what road?
I don't know what road that is.
I don't know. The road we come back on before we get back on.
Is this like 74?
I think so. Yeah, I think it's 74.
74 or something like that. So, we'll see what this does. Oh, you
Well,
have
that's
to,
just
you
sharing.
have to hit people.
Yeah, you don't
do that. If people don't want to come watch, they don't have to come watch.
Yeah, you know. Tell us you're here, though. All we see is a little bubble. We see little bubbles on that one.
Be sure to
And
say hi.
my phone,
Let us know you're here.
my phone shows 6 people, but I don't know who they are.
No,
So,
we want to know.
Timothy Cheek,
What's up, Tim?
Mike Radecki.
Yeah.
I don't know who else.
It's hard to see.
No, I can't tell. But
Whew. What a
big weekend. What's up,
big
Tim?
weekend. Yeah, we are.
We're
pretty
back.
whooped.
We're unloaded.
It's been a really long. Hey, Jennifer.
Hey, Jennifer.
It's been a really long weekend. A good weekend.
Yep.
It was a good weekend. So all these Mondays we start you off on Tuesday. Let you know what we've been up to every day. Last Tuesday we made a meal plan because we knew we were going to be camping for the entire Chasing the Dragon Hillclimb event. So we kind of made a list of all the food we might want to eat in the woods while we're camping. And then on Wednesday we went grocery shopping, and we also did a lot of meal prep.
We turned the air conditioner. The air conditioners are kind of loud.
Are they loud?
Yeah.
Okay.
They kind of suck in the background, so
So
we're gonna shut one off at least.
So, hey Katie, it was nice to meet you. We cooked up a lot of food for our camping trip, and how many meals? Like, we had so much food. We planned to have like a pasta dinner. We brought enough steaks to feed a small army, so we ended up having 2 steak dinners.
We brought a lot of food.
Yeah.
Pre-cooked a bunch of chicken.
Pasta
For salads,
salad. I
pasta-
made
yeah.
some ratatouille because I love vegetables. I love eating fresh vegetables and stuff. That really makes me feel really good inside. So
Michelle Silver hooked us up with a bunch of fresh vegetables to
homegrown
make that.
fresh vegetables. Thanks, Michelle. And so we did that on Wednesday. And Thursday we packed up and went out a day early. So we got to our campsite Thursday evening, really.
Yep.
Set the camp up really quick.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
It was
It wasn't bad.
awesome.
We rolled in. We met Paul,
That was our
who is
camp
our
host.
camp host. Super nice guy.
Yep. He was a super nice guy.
Yeah, we
Ended
kind
up-
of became friends over the weekend
We
with
did.
Paul. So
We'll get there.
we'll get to that.
Yeah.
We were the only people at the entire campground Thursday
night.
He's super nice. Let us leave the car on the trailer.
Yep.
And not have to. Hey, Robbie. We hung out with him a little bit this weekend.
Yeah, we hung out with a lot of people.
So-
Got to see a lot of our race friends.
Yeah, it was great. But
There-
we left the car on a trailer.
Yep.
Set up camp.
Made a steak dinner. Had some pasta salad.
Yep. Didn't get a fire lit. It was wet. We weren't
Ooh.
planning on lighting a
It was
fire.
really wet. Yeah.
It wasn't raining,
No.
but Smoky Mountains.
Humid.
It was very, very humid, and there was a big pile of wood sitting by camp, and oh sweet, we'll just use that.
Yeah,
that
there's wood.
that shit wasn't lighting for nobody.
No.
I don't care what.
You know,
It wasn't happening. It wasn't the plan either, but
no,
it got,
wasn't cold.
No, but it got a lot cooler than we thought in the evening, which is good for me because I am a free sweater. I sweat very badly. Let's see.
Does your left leg ever get tired from all the shifting?
Well, my truck is an automatic, Tim, so no. The drive there is very easy for my left leg.
And going up the hill, I usually just have to get to third. But on track, sometimes if I'm not careful, I might get a leg cramp, which could be not fun.
You got your new little extension, though, so you don't have to reach so
Yeah,
far.
I do.
She's got a little
clutch pedal extension because I have short legs.
Yeah.
I'm short. But Friday night was really really nice. It was super relaxing. I just really got to chill out in the woods.
Thursday.
Did I say Wednesday?
You said Friday.
Oh Lord, you guys, it's been a long weekend. You're gonna have to
We literally
bear with
just
us.
got unpacked.
It has. I'm super excited. I can't wait to tell you guys all about it. But I'm gonna mess up some words because it's just been exhausting, but great. Good weekend.
The cooking was great.
You did so good with
Tim
your awesome camp chef
The
stuff.
cooking was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
That stuff definitely kicks your woods experience up a notch as far as what you can do. So on Thursday night we run. What did we do? We did salad, pasta salad and steak.
Yeah, we did pasta salad and steak.
So Ryan made really kick-ass pasta salad on.
I can cook a little bit.
Oh, yes, you can. I don't know why this thing's focus tracking. I don't know who it's
it's
chasing. It's because we're not at the same level. We get a little closer.
I don't know.
So, and we just cooked up a couple of tri-tip steaks. If you don't know what a tri-tip steak is, get it and cook it like filet mignon. Very, very good. They're cheap. They go on sale like $7 a pound at our grocery store. Don't buy them at my grocery store.
Yeah, stay away from our
Because
supply of
I buy
cheap
that
steaks.
shit. But you can go to any other grocery store and get you some. They're really thin. They cut them thin. They're like little New York strips, so you got to cook them quick. But just like filet, tastes good. Tastes good.
It's not race week.
I did that a lot last night. So
He really did. We stayed up till 2 a.m. last night.
I remember.
We'll get there. We'll tell you all
I remember
about it.
everything, but it was a great evening.
It was awesome.
So that was Thursday. Really just hung out, woke up, not in a rush. Hey, Rebecca.
On Friday. Yeah.
Woke
Thursday,
up Friday morning, nice and easy.
Yeah.
Pretty much just had to go up on the mountain, drop the trailer off because didn't know how many people were coming to camp.
This is Friday. Friday's like check in, get your paddock spot, which is basically just side of the road. Just hang out on the
there's
side of the road.
not a paddock area like Pine Mountain.
No, it's pretty wild.
So you're really on the side of the road.
Yeah.
Now that we roll up, Ben is mowing the side areas for everybody, which is freaking awesome. Doesn't have to do that, but they do it. Steve's up top setting up the line, running the timing line, because this one runs with a hard line, so it's 2.2 miles of line between timing lines.
Yeah, it's
So,
a line all
real
the way
deal.
up the mountain.
He's got this big rig. He hooks up on the back of his fifth wheel and runs it down.
It's better than running an antenna and tripping lights and that kind of system. We still trip lights, but it's hardwired.
Yeah.
And I do think they audit. I still think they do write down times by hand as well.
They do hand record times.
So I mean, timing is so important.
Yeah, it's
on
a
hill
real
climb,
laid
and
back.
They handle that very well.
Yeah, it's a old school timing for sure.
But it
up
works.
there.
It works
So you don't
great.
know immediately at the bottom of the hill what's going on.
You do at the top. As soon
Yeah.
as you cross the finish line, there's a section where you're slowing down and taking deep breaths and being like, I didn't die, and you get kind of to a gate and they hand you a ticket and it tells you what your time was, and I have all my little tickets right here, so I'm looking forward to sharing those with you. But Friday was just setting up the hill climb. We got to watch them blow up the dragon and hang it over
Sam
the
got
start
his
line.
third motor in and came, and he said that damn dragon needs to be there. So Steve Steve hung it up, so that was up, and the big inflatable across the road was up, so everything was good. Tim, the weather was awesome the entire weekend until it was time for award ceremony, and it just come a dump of rain.
Oh, it poured.
So that is why there's no photos and videos of anything of the award ceremony. It was too much rain for anybody to be there.
Pouring down rain.
So we just packed it up. Everybody got their awards, and they'll be on Facebook. We'll talk more about some of that.
We'll see. So Saturday's race day.
Saturday's race day.
I woke up. I slept good again. Oh gosh, Friday night.
Wait a minute now. So Friday night, we're back at camp. We're by ourselves until the afternoon.
Yeah.
And some dude comes crashing our campsite.
Yeah.
Right? I'm fishing.
In a Camaro, no less.
Yeah, some dude rolls up in a Camaro. I don't know who it is because it's a ways out.
I didn't recognize who it was.
Yeah, so
He was like,
I introduced myself.
Yeah, last year I was over here and it's just too far to the restroom, so he wanted to be closer, and that was our whole thought process too. We wanted to be really close to the restrooms as well.
Which was a win.
That
Campsite
was smart
4.
thinking. That was smart thinking.
We'll be doing that again.
And we come to find out it's Richard Hunter.
Yeah,
which
Richard
is like
Hunter.
one of the photographers for the event. We're friends on
Talk
Facebook.
a lot online.
We
got to put a name to the face.
Yeah.
I hadn't actually met him.
So it was great.
So now on top of that, so Richard's there.
Yeah.
We're there. So three freaking cool people. And Perry Bennett is coming to camp at our site. So we got like the photography corner.
No people teepee.
No, we did not have to have.
PPTP.
We did have PPTP on the mountain, but we had flush toilets and hot water.
And hot showers.
Yeah, it was awesome.
It was awesome.
So Perry came.
Perry Bennett, another photographer,
we got his tent. He just bought a tent
from REI.
To
super
pitch.
Outdoor.
Crazy hard little tent to pitch. So we're. They gave me the wrong ticket and then took it back for the oh man, I didn't know that, Robbie.
Nobody likes to get those.
You got a fast ticket.
No.
I gave you Mark Hobble's ticket and then took it back.
So that would be a heart wrencher.
You'd be like, no, that didn't happen.
I didn't run that.
So we all hung out on Friday night and just shot the breeze about, just everything. We're all talking about everything.
Yep, and Ryan Hollyfield and Chad Sumney, which are course workers as well, came by and had a couple beers with us. Well, not everybody. But a couple people were drinking, a couple people weren't drinking.
Yep.
And it was really fun. And honestly, I just wanted to make a little note about this. It was kind of neat. I was the only girl. And
you were the only girl
and it
at
was
the
5
table
guys,
with 5 dudes.
And I was also the only driver at the event.
Yes. None of the rest of anybody was climbing. And it wasn't weird.
No.
Nobody was like,
oh
man.
That's just like one of the bros.
These are great dudes.
Yeah, that's how I want to be treated.
You didn't tell them what Chad brought you?
It wasn't Chad. It was Ryan. No. Ryan. Okay, so Ryan and Chad came and hung out for a little bit, and Ryan brought me a present. It may not look like much, you guys, but this is the first part of my Viper build.
It is. I don't know what part of the Viper it is.
We can't figure it out. It does have a part number, so we might have to reach out to Ellsworth Racing so we can figure out what part this is.
What's it say on
But
there?
it is from a Viper race car. It's not a Viper production car. And it fell off at CMP.
Curved like a wheel piece. Maybe there's access to a battery or something in the wheel well.
But it's the first part of my Viper build, you guys.
It's almost done. It still fits in the garage though, so that's good. We got
How cool is
plenty
that?
of room, but yeah, so we got some.
Ryan
got some
now.
car part swag, so
I'm so
super
excited. That was so fun. I still can't believe you brought me a piece of a Viper.
Yeah, so we were hanging out.
Had a great night.
It was good.
Not too late, but pretty late. We went to bed around 11. Still got a really good night's rest.
Yeah, it was, again, I sweat like crazy all the time. I have to have cool temperatures, and we had to crack into the 32 32-degree tandem sleeping bag. It's tandem though.
So we were like all snuggly.
Nice.
It was really nice. It was fantastic.
But we were in that. Nice
good.
And cozy, super comfortable,
so
good sleeping. The only thing that was not good about the campsite was that, and you know, you're out there and it's spotty everywhere, but you don't have any cell phone reception, so we couldn't do any
at the campsite
updates, checking in. There's just no way to do anything,
which caused a little anxiety. I did not expect to feel.
Well, it messes your routine up.
It really did. The morning routine of waking up and kind of checking social media, see what's happened, getting messages from friends or late night texts. Just it was weird not having any kind of communication, but. After a while, it didn't bother me because we had internet up on the hill.
Yeah, where we park on the mountain, there is
paddock area
reception, and that's how. So I could hook up there, and then I had enough to do my live videos.
Yeah,
and
you did lots of live streams.
So the awesome thing about this event was that I knew Perry was there, and I knew Richard was there, and I knew they were both going to be running a camera.
Photographers.
So I didn't have to. I got my camera out a little bit, shot a few of her in paddock, but not much.
Fun, cute stuff.
But I got to do all the live streams. So Saturday, while Ryan was running up the hill or talking with all our hill climb people, I was at start doing live streams. They're all on my page.
Yeah.
It's like as much coverage as you're going to get up there.
It really gives you a feeling of being there.
So check it out.
I've actually enjoyed going and rewatching them. Just
good launches and everything.
Competitor.
I
don't know what he put. I wasn't watching his live streams.
Try to get everybody's name and where they're from. The people I know, it's only our second time there and third hill climb that she's raced in. So we're still learning everybody, but there's a lot of awesome people up there.
Everybody's awesome up there for the most part.
So we
for the most part, everybody was.
We did that. Man. Saturday was good.
So I woke up Saturday and just huge bundle of nerves in my stomach. Just remembering how bumpy the dragon is, or how the course is, and just knowing I'm gonna have to really be aggressive. Like it is not a timid. It's not a timid race. The Dragon Hillclimb really rewards aggressiveness, but cognitiveness. It is tricky. There's a lot of turns that look very similar, and unfortunately you don't know until you're halfway into a turn that it is the turn you thought it was, or it's not the turn you thought it was.
It's a hard one to read.
And if it's the turn you didn't think it was, then it's either tightening or you could have carried more speed. So it can be very frustrating. It can be very disheartening, and visually it is very hard to memorize. It happens a lot. You're not only watching your apexes and where you want to put the car, but you're driving and you're hopping, and all of a sudden you're way over here and you're just like, okay, I'm fine. I don't need to correct, but I wasn't expecting to be way over here. So now you're working to make your way back over here, because there's never like a gajillion right hand turns. It's definitely right left, and mostly really tight lefts. But it's a scary hill climb. It really is.
It carries a lot more speed than Pine Mountain. Pine Mountain's really tight. And for people who have watched that one and watched Ryan's videos going up that, this mountain, now it's not as fast as the ones up in Pennsylvania.
No, but it's
bumpy as hell. You got to watch where you're putting the car. Like, what's up, Sam?
Yeah,
that's a fast dude right there.
121.
Good job. Almost got that sticker.
Blunt Savage right there. Blunt
Savage.
His name's not Sam anymore.
Dude.
Sam's out. It's Blunt Savage.
Sam, we had a little.
Anyway, so Saturday, first run up, I was only 2.5 seconds off my fastest time from last year, and the car was way better prepared. I have a lot more experience in the car, but to just only be 2.5 seconds and just kind of running to feel the car.
Yeah, you're never full send first thing in the morning.
No, I don't. And then it was so bumpy, but it felt really good. I was like, there's definitely tons of time on the table. I need to make some adjustments to the car. So after my first run, I loosened up my shocks and struts. On the front, they were all the way tight. I only have single adjustable shocks and struts. So on the front, on the struts, I loosened them up, 3 turns. And on the rear, they were already loose 3 turns, so I loosened them up another 3 turns. And I think full loose is like 10 turns, so they weren't completely loose. And then
this ain't a racetrack.
No. And then, and then...
It's like Baja, kind of.
It was wild. It's so wild. It's really hard to describe it. And then I talked to a friend of mine, Anthony Foster, who runs a New Edge Mustang with an LS engine, not Mark Auble, but Anthony is fantastic.
Super cool dude.
He's
a Kentuckian.
He's just so great. He's now my life coach.
Yeah, he gave her a lot of good advice.
He just kept telling me, he was like, no, girl, you need to do it this way. So for my first adjustment, he's like, no, you need to lower your tire pressures, because I'm running my 200 treadwear tires at pressures that I would normally run on track. On track, you have a smooth surface. You're going to feel the sidewall shifting, even though it's a very hard sidewall with the RE71R. On a hill climb, your tire starts to become part of your suspension, and you need that give, because those bumps are just... it is crazy.
Shake you off the road.
It is crazy how much bumps happen and how much it moves you around. And if you don't have that tire compression, it just kind of like rebounds. Like, I mean,
Robbie's saying he caught air each run. No
absolutely.
Doubt, man.
And I've seen a picture of you, Robbie, with your front inner tire off the ground. Yeah, we were with the photographers at camp, so that was just awesome.
Awesome.
But adjusting tire pressures, I had to drop my tire pressures 5 psi. That is a ginormous amount of lowering your tire pressures. Typically, you want to drop like 1 psi and just keep making runs and feeling how that feels. But everybody was like, no, you really need to lower them. So I was like, okay, second run up the hill at the event, let's do some drastic changes and see what happens. And you know what? The car felt so much better. I wasn't like hopping around it as bad. I mean, you're still hopping, but it just didn't feel like if you had a balloon and another balloon and you hit them, and if they're max filled, they just like bounce off each other. If they're not really filled, they don't bounce off each other as bad. That's the only way I know how to describe it. I know that's kind of rudimentary, but that's how it felt to me. And I was like, cool. Number one, now I can continue to put power down, because as soon as the back end comes up, my wheels just spin. I turn traction control off, and they're spinning, and then they drop back down, and
you hook up, and you don't know
it does
which
this
way it's going to push
you. But not too bad. You feel it in your seat, but you don't have to correct for it. Luckily, that's one of the things I like about the car is, even though it loses traction, it will continue in the direction that you're pointed. So I mean, if you're like this, you're definitely.
Are you saying that?
Are you saying that Mustangs are actually really good cars?
Crap.
Yeah, I am. Or
I mean, it's possible that like there was a shitload of Mustangs in like the top 20.
There were so many Mustangs.
And
really,
women seem, if you're single, guys, I said it's my live stream now.
Oh.
If you're single and you want to find a race car lady,
I'm interested in where this is going.
If you buy a race car Mustang, that one might just show up. Because
like a lady?
Yeah.
The girl might just show up?
I think it's an attractant. I don't know. Because there was lots of girls driving Mustangs at the event.
Some were father-daughter cars, some were husband and wife cars, some were just dudes, and some were single dudes. My life coach, Anthony Foster, is single. He has so many cool vehicles. So ladies, I'm gonna vet the ladies. If
I
you
keep saying Miata.
if you want to,
there's some fast Miatas too now. I'm not knocking. I'm not
Miatas,
knocking a couple of Miatas that were way up.
If you're interested in dating a Mustang driver, I know one that is single, but I'm gonna vet it because
you better like cool songs.
I gotta hook up my bro Anthony pretty hard. So second run adjustments felt great. I was like, yes. There's definitely more time in this car. So I actually went back and talked to Anthony. I was like, thanks so much for the recommendations on the tire pressures. And he was like, girl. And he has a really thick Southern accent. He's from Kentucky. You know,
he says things like
tars,
baling war.
That's baling wire.
Yeah, so
and
it's normal.
And
normal
tars,
talk.
which is
tires. He's
and,
super cool
and
dude.
Cars, and I went back to talk to him about the hill again, and I was talking about using my brakes, and he was like, "This is a hill climb. You don't need brakes. You just need to lift."
Because you're going up.
And
you're going up a hill.
Remember, he's in a New Edge Mustang with an LS engine. He has a lot of horsepower.
I think they said 600 horsepower.
I'm
it's
not
a 6-liter Chevy motor. It sounds rowdy. So.
He runs a 220 at NCM in the car. The car is very capable, and so is the driver.
Yeah, he's
so
good, dude. He's real fast.
When he starts talking to me about how to drive a mountain, I immediately listen, and you know, I filter through things. I'm not just going to blindly obey somebody's input.
I'm just seeing who's
yeah,
watching.
Absolutely. But no, he really gave me some advice, and he was like, you know, maybe don't dab the brakes, maybe just do a lift, because you're already headed uphill. Dabbing the brakes is going to slow you down. This is a momentum thing. You're trying to carry as much speed as you can to the top, and dabbing the brakes really, you know, slows you down more than if you were on flat ground. And I don't know. I just kept getting really hyped up. He just amped me up. So I mean, I definitely have a new life coach. Like he just pumped me up.
Now, man.
I was so ready. I was super ready.
He's probably gonna have to be on live feed at some point.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get him involved
he can
on our
maybe
live
help
stream.
the rest of y'all out a little bit with
great,
the racing.
You know. So
everybody up there is awesome though. They're all very helpful, but you have a lot of people with similar cars, and you're already kind of friends with everybody on Facebook, so you know, put a lot of names to faces, hanging out with people. You know, that's the other side of it, and it's not like anything else that I've seen in any racing situation. It's a big family up there, and everybody's trying to get everybody as fast and as safe and having a good time.
Yeah, if their car breaks down, a lot of people want to help them
fixing
get their car
cars on the side of the road up there.
Literally the side of the
crazy.
road.
So yeah.
So Anthony gave me these tips about lifting, not using as much brakes. I'm super pumped. I'm ready to go. But you know what? We had some wrecks on Saturday, and it caused some delays, and it was
a little slow going.
And it was getting later in the day, and we have a hard cutoff at 5 p.m. and it's like 4:20, 4:30 in the afternoon, and second run group was getting ready to go. I was in third run group, waiting to go for my third run of the day. I was up at start, and I'm like, so what's gonna happen, you know, around 5 o'clock? And I got, you know, they were like, you know, we might do a hard stop. We might do a hard stop and let third run group take their third run tomorrow morning. You don't want to run in the morning. That's not going to be your best lap unless you're just completely fearless, because it's pretty foggy. Honestly, it's very hazy, very foggy,
way up a hill.
A little bit damp. So I was like, I'm going to sneak into that second run group. And I did. And I didn't feel guilty.
Now, there wasn't a lot of cars in line
I knew I
either.
wasn't going to take another run. Like, if I was going to sneak into second run group, I'm not going to take the third run. And I had one competitor in my class, and on the way down, I said, look, you might not get another run today. You need to get dressed, and let's go right now. Yeah. So I told my competitor my plan, because
you want to get no pushback.
That's not how I want to win. I want to win fair. So at the time, I'm thinking I got to sneak into second run group. I've told my person in my class that we need to sneak into second run group because the weather is optimal. Even. Yeah, it's the time to go. And I was pumped. I knew. I was like, I got it in my brain. My life coach had pumped me up. I was ready to go. I'm sitting, and I ran to my car. I'm like putting on my suit and stuff, and I'm getting like all strapped in as quickly as I can, and I'm trying to run through my little mental checklist of like, turn your traction control on, make sure you have your arm restraints on, because if you get in a wreck, you have arm restraints and they only go to like here, so your arms don't like fly out the windows.
You can put a net on the window if you want.
So I'm like running through, and I'm like, okay, remember your helmet, remember all this, and I get up to the line, and I'm like, okay, it's happening, and I'm just so pumped, and I'm ready to go, and I get up to the line, and they chalk your wheel. If you're rear wheel drive, they chalk your front wheel so you can let off your brakes, roll back to the chalk, and you're just, you're clutching and throttling. They tell me I'm chalked, and I've got my clutch and my brake on. You're chalked. Okay, cool. And my brain was just like, let this one off. So I completely just lifted my clutch foot and I stalled right at the start. I just stalled the car like a freaking noob, you guys. Like I was like,
some people have a hard time on hills with clutches, you know.
It was so funny. I was cracking up inside. I was like, God, you were just like, you're just ready to go.
Boom, boom.
And the dudes at start gave me so much shit. Oh my gosh. They were like, what is that? They're just making
First time?
Oh, it was great. I love the guys on the hill. Like, that's how we work. We just, we kind of give each other shit, but we're there for each other. Oh my gosh. So, I felt like a dumbass, but I was like, it's fine. So I restart the car, and then I'm just like, I'm ready to go. But you know what I didn't do? I didn't turn off my traction control, because that turns back on every time the car turns off and back on. So didn't really think about it. I was like, I'm fine. Don't stall it again when they actually tell you to go this time. But I was pumped. I had a moment of like clarity. Got back in the zone. I'm getting ready to go. And they, they're like, it's yours. And I'm like, yes. And I just rip it. And I got into second and third. And I did a brush of the brakes in a turn one. And man, I was just ripping. And every once in a while, I would see like some lights on my dash. And I'm like, I wonder what that could be. And I'm like, is that a check engine? Is that my battery? But I don't have time to look at my dash and look back up. Like it's, you don't have that kind of time. Like, you really need to keep your eyes on the road, where you want to go, where you want to put the car. And I'm running good, and I'm just like, I hit a turn, and I'm like, I have no power. And that literally gave me time to look down, and I was like, oh, that's my traction control. And things start playing. I'm like, how do I turn that off? And so like halfway up the hill, you'll see it. This is my fastest run. I'll post it on YouTube. But you can see me start looking. I forgot what car I was in. I was so in the zone.
Yeah, she's trying to turn it off on Hank.
I started looking for the traction control in my S550, which is like down here. And in the S197, it's like just a button up here. So I start looking, and I'm like, God, it's not down there. What am I doing? And then all of a sudden I was like, it's there. And as soon as I turned traction control off, I'm still ripping it, man. It was such a good run. I knew it from the moment I took off. I felt it. And the rest of the hill, I just nailed it as much. And the moment I came around for my last final turn, the final turn into finish, if you know which turn it is, you open it up. You just lay on the throttle, because it's kind of cambered, it's kind of banked for you. It's a nice sweeper. If you know it's the final turn, you lay in it, and you can gain a lot of speed. And I looked down just about the time I was crossing finish, and I was almost to 90 miles an hour, top of third gear for me. And I was like, that felt really, really good. But I come across the finish line, I'm like, I also had traction control on.
Yeah.
I had to like search for where the button was. So I'm replaying. I'm like, well, it felt good, but was it good? And I pull up to get my little timing ticket, And I'm just like, I don't really know. You know, it felt good. Did I hit my goal of 130 seconds, which is 2 minutes, 10 seconds?
Yeah,
like,
they go seconds.
Yeah, they tell you.
It's not a 2 minutes, whatever.
They don't do minutes and seconds. They tell you like just full seconds. Yeah. So I'm like, did I hit my goal? Was it 130? And I had previously run a 130. Let me check real quick. I had previously run a 132 flat. So I was just like, did I drop that 2 seconds? Did I drop that 2 seconds? And this nice lady hands me the ticket. And I look down at it and I see a 7, like I see, you know, 1 blank 7, and I'm just like, what is that? Is that 137? Did I get slow? No, oh my God, it's a 127, and I just lost my shit, you guys. I hooped and hollered in full Ryan fashion, just cussing like a sailor, just thrilled that I just killed my goal by 3 seconds. I went at 127.2, which is really close to a 126. The course length is 2.2 miles. So you start from a stop and you run to the finish, and 2.2 miles at an average of 60 miles an hour would be what? Like 2 minutes and 20 seconds, isn't that right?
I don't think that.
I don't know my math.
Is a good decision right
now. Not a good decision. Anyway,
she was going fast.
I was fucking killing it. I don't know how else to put it. Like, I can't believe I made that happen, and there was even more time. You know, there definitely was more time, but that was the end of the run. That was it. I felt amazing.
Right at the end of the day.
It was the last run of the day, and you know, I felt so good. And I wanted to come back on Sunday and try to get faster and keep going, have that momentum. But if I didn't, I wasn't going to be upset. Like, I had done what I wanted to do. And when I went for that run, I was in second place in my class. So we were really
Lawrence
Lawrence
was
was pretty fast in his E46 M3.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That he just got done.
And you know,
because when he was building the car,
it's gonna be.
Yeah.
He might be ready because that was his first time on the hill. So you know, I'm gonna have some even stiffer competition. But he put up a good fight this weekend, y'all. Yeah. He really did.
There's Sheila. Knows where the extra time is. We missed you like hell up there,
I miss
Sheila.
you so much, Sheila.
You gotta come.
We'll talk about that privately.
We'll have you over.
So Saturday night, I was just on a high. I was like, yes, I beat my goal. Like, coming in first is not what I go for. I go to drive as best as I can and walk away knowing I did the best that I could do, and I didn't die, you know. So that was my goal, and I already accomplished it on Saturday. And the really fun thing is there was a group dinner that we all drove to, and we got to all share a meal together. And it really gives you an extra chance to socialize with everybody, not on the hill, because we've already taken our runs. We're still kind of all riding that adrenaline rush, and we're sharing a meal, and we're talking about our runs, and it just leads into so many other things. So we hadn't planned on going to the group dinner, but we definitely decided that was going to be the best way to go.
Yeah, you're tired a lot, and
really
I'm not even driving, right? I'm holding the phone around doing stuff. We didn't have the whole weekend. We didn't have to do any the car. We put it on the trailer, pulled it off the trailer, raced like hell, put it back on the trailer, drove home.
I used a quarter tank
no
of
mechanicals, no issues at all.
It was great.
So my weekend,
his weekend,
going through puberty right now. My weekend only consisted of, I didn't have to get my camera out. So I was doing social media, so I
taught him well.
It was, but I'm tired because it's hot.
Yeah.
It's hot up there. You know, you don't want to miss anything, and we just decided if we didn't go to the dinner, that we would regret it now, which is totally true.
It is 100% true. I'm so thankful
we
that
went,
I got to go and spend that time with my fellow racers. That's my jam.
I can't remember what the place was called, but it was a big pot roast.
It's a mansion?
Dinner. Yeah, it was a big
like a
mansion.
wedding venue.
It was cool.
I loved it.
Thanks, Robbie.
It was fantastic. The meal, honestly, the mashed potatoes.
The people were better.
And the green beans were good. And the bread was pretty good, but it was the people,
I didn't have to cook.
It was the people that we got to hang out with that really made the meal amazing. And I got
to have me some Blantons.
Yeah, you got
from
to try
Lawrence. So that was awesome. Yep. Thanks for sharing your hooch.
And I got
you gotta hold it closer.
Oh.
So they had Hot Wheels in the.
Yeah, it was awesome. So I got me a S197 GT500
cool pink camo livery.
It's pretty wild. I don't actually know if I'd run this livery, but I thought it was pretty cool. Anyway, we hung out there a lot later than we thought.
Yeah, and
it was nice.
It was late, but
getting home.
I don't regret it now.
Getting home, but back to camp. The event is just out in the middle of nowhere. It's Joyce Kilmer Memorial Forest up towards Maple Springs Overlook. It's literally like 25 minutes from Robbinsville on like super curvy road.
Yeah, it's the middle of nowhere.
And the dinner venue was almost all the way back to Robbinsville. It took 23 minutes for us to get there.
Yeah.
I'm all about time on race weekend, so I
truck,
I know what's up. Don't worry.
The tow pig is not the vehicle.
Or the driver.
To be driving out there.
The driver could use some work. No, I gotta give him shit.
I got food. I have food in the bag.
There was a lot of stuff. Yeah, we had ice and we had. So he couldn't.
You gotta. It's
he
the damn cooler.
It, y'all. He couldn't.
No Tuesing with a cooler full of food. So
slept pretty good on Sunday. Hung out.
Let a little air out of the mattress. Got a little adjustments going on there.
Oh, you was doing your own adjustments?
Yes.
For performance?
Two half rotations, and then you get a little bit of air coming out and you let it drop.
That happened.
Yeah, she passed out pretty quick.
Yeah. Yep, and woke up
Got to take showers, though. I mean, so every night you're taking a hot shower right there.
It was awesome.
We're literally, and also, so the big thing about this campsite is like, there's a big intersection where this is the hill climb up here, and it runs like that, and then this is the road that takes you back to the Dragon. Joyce Kilmer's over here, and this way is back to Robbinsville. Well, at that intersection, 1 mile, probably not even a mile, probably like a half a mile, is the campsite.
Yeah, it was a mile.
It's 1 mile from the start.
It still took 4 minutes or 3 minutes to get to the top of the hill where we
needed
to be.
it was just awesome because you're right there now. But it didn't rain until Sunday evening, and it wasn't raining when we got back down there. So if it dumped the rain, we might have been like, oh man.
You would want to have a really big tarp or a big enclosed area that would.
Taj Mahal.
If it does rain at the campsite, you're gonna want some more shelter. But for us, it was fantastic. Slept really good Saturday night. Woke up Sunday, just pumped. Like really didn't feel.
We woke up a little earlier.
I didn't feel I had anything to prove to myself, so that took so much pressure off. You know, it just was like I've already run a really good time. Today is all about, I want to try to run that time again. Like, I wanted to feel consistency. I wanted to feel that I was driving consistently at the limit. I started off the morning, I got 1 run before lunch, and I was about 3 seconds off pace. But as soon as I left the line, I did a burnout through second gear.
Yeah, it's on one of my videos.
It was just second gear, just freaking spinning out, you know. And so right then and there, I knew I had already lost half a second, but it also put in my brain, you don't have as much traction as you did yesterday. And so with that in mind and me not wanting to do anything wrong, I backed off just a little bit. There was a lot more lifting. There was a little bit more braking, but as far as putting my car on the course where I wanted it to be, that was something I got to work on. And I still ran at 130.5, which had been my goal of the whole weekend. So even first thing in the morning, yeah, I was still really happy with that. I just wanted to get back down to a consistent time. So after my first run, we had lunch, and after lunch we started resuming the runs.
Well, we went to what's the gas station called? Do you remember?
Did we do that at lunchtime?
Yeah.
I do remember.
I needed
it.
ice for the cooler, and we went to a really cool gas station. If you
I
go
have the
towards
card
the Dragon,
inside.
and then
It's
like the
hard.
Outlander outpost.
Gas and store
I think
grocery.
Outlander.
We'll get back to you on that.
Yeah, we're gonna give that guy a
incorporate
shout
that
out
in a
because
post.
he was
it
super awesome little gas station.
It had
if you're out
gas
there.
and souvenirs
I
and
got
ice.
to fuel the
and it
truck
was the
up and
closest
ice the
place to
cooler
get it
down.
from the hill climb. So we'll incorporate that later. But so after lunch, runs resumed, and it was hot. It was really, really humid, really, really hot. My car has air conditioning, so I'm running air conditioning, and I just try to remember to turn it off right at the line, as well as turn on my camera, make sure traction control is off. And that's only like 3 buttons. Like there's people that have a lot of settings on their car, and they have to really remember that. So kudos to them who have to remember how to set their car up every time, because I barely can like remember to turn traction control off.
Or which pedals the clutch.
Yeah, or even which pedals the clutch.
So.
Oh my God, what a noob move.
There's a lot going on at start.
It is a lot, you know. It is.
And this is only now also, just to give a synopsis of everything, this is your 1 year anniversary weekend of racing the white car, because the hill climb was the first event she ran.
That was my first competitive event in 2020, was the Dragon Hillclimb.
That sucker is sweating.
It is. It's getting hot. It's getting hot. So yeah, it was literally my first, or like a year anniversary of actually racing, and it was my third hill climb, and I couldn't have asked for anything better. So second run after lunch, sweating. I needed to cool down. I needed to cool down real bad, so I had my air on.
The humidity was way up.
Got up to the start, and I forgot to turn off my air conditioning, and I took off. And I was kind of in a good mood. I knew it was all for fun. I really wanted to get back down to 27, but I didn't want to take unnecessary risks. And at some point, I caught myself not looking far enough ahead, and I got lost in a left-hand turn when I thought it was like a S instead of a real hard sweeper. And I think that was my only big oops moment, other than, you know, stalling and stupid stuff. But
it doesn't matter unless it's between the time.
As far as being like, crap, I probably could have wrecked if I hadn't caught that earlier, but as soon as I realized I didn't know where I was, I hard braked really hard, and I lost a lot of time right there. But, you know, I didn't go off, I didn't get sideways, I didn't get crazy. It just was like, nope, back to reality. You're not paying enough attention. Slow, you know, get back down to a speed where you realize what's happening around you. And I got to the top of the hill and I ran a 129.5. So with my air conditioning on and really messing up a turn, a high-speed turn, you know, that was not a bad time at all. I was still really stoked. I got to the top, literally like 2 more cars came up and they're like, back down the hill. So I didn't even get my gear off. I didn't even get to do an update or anything. So I got back down the hill, and as soon as I got to the bottom of the hill, Kyle's at the car. He's like, hey, if you want to go again, just make a U-turn, get back in line. And I was like,
it happens like that on Sunday.
On Sunday,
usually Sunday everybody's packing up, so they're just like, early. As many runs as you can get in, do it to it. There's nothing to it. And they let you go. So she turned around and went back up the hill again.
Yeah, I went a little bit farther down, turned around, got back in line. And even Kyle was like, hey, so you're gonna go? And I'm like, yeah, man, you know, this is just too much fun. I really wanted to do 2 more runs. There was plenty of time for me to get a couple more runs in, and I was just like, when do you get to drive all out on the road? You don't get to do that often. And
actual Tail of the Dragon driving, legal.
Yeah, I mean, fully legal. You have people
Stick a
that
roll cage
sign
in
up
something, come
and
down
work all weekend just to make sure that you're safe.
Yeah.
They're looking for animals. They're watching. You know, they got radios.
There was a rattlesnake on the road, so we had to stop for a second.
There are interruptions. You know, there could be deer. There could be a lot of things. So
I don't know what happens when you hit a rattlesnake at 90 miles an hour, but it can't be good.
it might be juicy. Might get slick. But you know, you have course workers out there looking for you. You have people that are dedicated. They've decided to give up their whole weekend to go sweat their butts off in the woods, get bit up by mosquitoes, just to sit at a corner and watch you.
And you have full fire,
we have
EMS,
fire,
everything.
EMS,
Everything's up there. Super. It's as safe as you could ever be on a section.
You're less than half a mile from fire or ambulance. So if anything bad happens, they're right there. You are still very far away from a hospital, but as far as immediate attention, you're there. Excuse me. So I'm just having such a good time. And I was like, let's push it a little bit harder. Everything's feeling really good. You know, I'm going to turn off my air conditioning this time. I'm going to really look farther ahead, read the road better, because you can kind of read the road. You have to look far enough ahead, but you can see the sun coming through. You can watch where the road's going to turn, and you can tell if it's a tight turn typically, or if it's a nice sweeper or an S and carrying more speed. So I was just pumped, and I was like, I really just want to get close to that 127, that 127 seconds, that 2 minute and 7 second run, which is huge. I left the line. I didn't brush the brakes. I barely lifted for the first turn, which it really takes cojones, because as you come in, it looks really, really hard to the left, but it's not. It's actually pretty good, and it's kind of banked, so it kind of just pushes you around. I was having such a good run, and then I got red flagged, so I didn't get to finish that run, but you know, I think it was going to be pretty close to my 127, which would have been another goal, like to have that consistency, but I didn't get to. I had to come back down, and you know, it kind of hung up. The weather rolled in.
Yeah,
I was like, you know,
came back down the hill, all that got situated, and then
I just didn't want to roll again. I didn't want to roll up again.
A storm. It was like it was so.
Not just a rain. It was torrential, and
it was hardcore.
You know, I just didn't feel up for running again. I felt like I might push myself, or I just wasn't in the right mindset to run again. Honestly, that's what happened. And you know, with the rainstorm, nobody wants to go stand in a rain, like pouring torrential rain. Like my shoes are sogged. My shoes are still wet from how much it rained. So
bunch of wet cats up there.
So it was within like an hour of the final day, like final. They call a hard stop at 3 p.m. and then they do award ceremony typically at 3:30 p.m. But the rain just washed it out. It just wasn't gonna work out. So they were just, you know, come get your award, and you know,
and it would kind of stop raining and then would dump some rain, and it was serious, but.
This is backwards for all of you, but it does say CCR SCCA Chasing the Dragon 15, first place for a T3. So I grabbed a first place this weekend. I set a new course record for Touring 3 class, which is pretty epic. Now I have 2 records on that hill. I never expected to have that. That was just a byproduct of how my car ends up getting classed. Last year I ran
the modifications we did.
Last year
T1 last year.
I ran T1, which is a much more advanced class than T3 because I didn't have tires. The only tires I had were a 295 width, and you had to be a 285 width. So I went with a T1 class just to make sure that I wouldn't mess up my classing. And this year I had tires. I knew what class I wanted to run, so I ran a T3, and you know, a first place is amazing. I've taken first place at all the 3 hill climbs, and I don't know, that's amazing to me. Hill climbs really are my jam. I feel the most.
You're kind of good at them.
Well, I feel the most comfortable there, and they're just. It's a weird thing, you know. I do think I'm a little crazy. I don't know. I think about it when I'm not on the hill, and I start wondering, why do you do this? This is very dangerous.
It's scary shit. Like, don't.
But in the moment,
don't take it lightly. Before or after the fact, I mean, there's trees,
there's a lot
and
of risk.
It is not a racetrack.
There's
It
a
is
lot of
not
risk.
Armco, and
some racetracks are dangerous too.
Yeah.
I mean, there's walls right outside of tight turns that people have offs and stuff. But it's not trees.
You know,
it's not a mountainside. It's not.
But I think
big
that's why
gullies. It can be really dangerous. But maybe that's
why people are who they are there.
That's so crazy, you guys.
That's why
I don't get it.
that's why there's that family up there.
And that's true, because you all
it's old school
know
stuff,
what
you know.
could happen.
People have been hill climbing a long time.
When you don't have a bad thing, you know, when you don't have anything bad happen, it's a celebrating thing. When you have car troubles, we all want everybody to go out there and give their best.
Yeah, you don't want to win because the car broke that was up against you.
That's right. You don't want to win that way.
Mark was pissed. The GT3 had a mechanical issue, so it didn't get to.
It couldn't.
They were getting there. I mean, the speeds were coming.
Time.
I think they ran. There was 2 people driving the car. I don't know the other person, but Corey was. They had that thing down to about a 122.
The co-driver did,
and
the professional driver
they didn't think that it had enough to break the record, but nobody knew. But so you had this team of guys there with this car.
There was a lot of guys.
Okay.
There was like a million. There was over.
They brought a big entourage.
There was over $1 million worth of car on this side.
Killboy was there videoing it. You know, Killboy actual. It was the real deal. Yeah, one of his workers. So Daryl was there with his wife, doing the whole thing, and it was awesome. You know, it brings a lot of hype to the event. But you got other people like Mark,
Mark Obel.
Mark Obel. Sorry, we know who Mark.
We know Mark.
So
y'all need to know Mark.
So Mark is just like us. He's wrenching in his garage. He's got an LS powered New Edge Mustang. I don't know which.
It's an LS6 or LS8. I can't quite remember.
But you know, he's doing
best sounding Mustang
by himself. And Michelle's car, you know, so
she's got a 135.
Michelle doesn't wrench on it, so Mark's doing all this by himself, paying for it himself. No backing, there's no sponsors. It's just them.
Yeah.
Right? So you have a team, and then you have
it's like a
the grassroots group of people.
It's grassroots.
So it was a really good
it was
a really good David and Goliath thing, and Mark was like excited, like, I'm going to take these guys.
Well, the big shots and their expensive cars, and they're rolling deep with $1 million, you know, cars sitting on the side of the road, which is awesome. I love that excitement brought to a hill climb. That's how you get fans. That's how you get more spectators, because you need that. You need some sort of excitement, because a lot of people are just like, oh, that's just an old Mustang, or that's just an old Miata. Like,
Mark's car's not winning any glamour awards.
When you see a car that's worth a lot of money, driven by a professional racer, showing up at a very small hill climb, it creates excitement, and that was really cool. That was something I liked about it.
And he's a super nice guy.
I didn't.
It's just a different. It's a different feel than the rest of the cars you know.
But they ran the car. The car never broke the 2-minute, the sub 120 club, which is a very elite club. The hill had a record of a 114.2, I believe.
It's irrelevant now.
So it's a 1 minute. Fudge, I'm really bad at math at the moment.
114 seconds.
114 seconds.
So a minute 54.
And Mark Obel got his car off the trailer and immediately ran a 115 something. So within a second of the hill record, he was going
cooking
for
with
it.
gas. Heike, which is also
Oh man,
a
Heike,
bad dude.
He's got a
little Lotus 7
crazy
formula
little
thing
built
running on
open wheel
ethanol
car.
or something. I don't
Freaking
know.
super cool.
He ran like a 116, so we're like, oh, the boys are bringing it.
The good old boys are bringing it, y'all, and they did.
And that's stupid fast. And Brad Gates was right in there too. So Brad Gates has a Miata.
Go Brad.
And one of the founders of Pine Mountain Hillclimb. Awesome guy. Super nice guy. He's the guy that brought us.
I'm joking. He'll get that.
The distilled water last year when race car was leaking coolant.
He brought me water.
So these guys are the top. These guys are up top.
And their builds, their car builds are probably under 30 grand. Is my guess.
I would say
I would
real grassroots level.
Maybe 35, but they weren't $400,000 GT3 cup cars.
No.
You know.
No, the whole rig that they towed the car with and the trailer didn't get to.
No, and maybe you might even be able to throw the value of their home. Like our house wasn't.
Yeah.
Our house
that's
wasn't
that's like driving my
worth
fucking,
not as much. I couldn't imagine.
That's like driving my damn house up the hill.
Yeah.
And being like, if we go off, I'll just get another one. I couldn't imagine that level. Maybe one day, but not this week.
But long story short, the Porsche Cup didn't make it the weekend, which is a tragedy. I don't ever want to see anybody have to walk away from the hill like they did. But Mark Obel not only broke the hill record, he freaking destroyed it, slayed it like, Lancelot killing a dragon. I don't even think that's the right.
Maybe. Go with it.
I'm in it. He just came up on that hill. He ran a 112.
112, 686, something, 687, something like that.
Almost 2 seconds faster than a hill record that had been holding for over a year.
A long time.
It had been there for a while. And
so he's kicking ass.
He's kicking butt. His wife Michelle.
Yeah, she ran a 123, which is freaking nuts.
She had came back this year to defend her Queen of the Mountain title, and she's such a great driver, and she's got such a capable car, and it was just super, super fantastic because Mark and Michelle were the king and queen of the hill this year. They took the swords back to Pennsylvania. I mean, they did. And how cool is that to be a husband and wife team?
Great racing couple.
The fastest guy and girl on the hill. And in the cars.
Both of the cars that got king and queen on the same trailer on the way back to Pennsylvania.
It's so
really awesome.
I'm just so proud of you guys. You both did exceptionally. I was glad to see Michelle drop some more time. This was her second. This was the second time for Mark and Michelle to run the hill.
They came last year from COVID because there was no Pennsylvania hill climb.
And Mark had car troubles, which was really frustrating. But Michelle ran great. Took Queen of the Hill last year, and she stood up there with Heike, who was typically one of the fastest guys up there. So it was super fantastic to see, our friends be at that level and
because they're awesome people. The whole Pennsylvania paddock. They kind of take this little pull in. It's Pennsylvania PHA corner.
Yeah.
Because they got big. They come with campers and stuff and stay.
And they're great
just
people.
Just super nice.
Everybody on the
group
hill's
of guys.
great
You don't talk to anybody that you're like, whoa, what's that guy's deal? Everybody's nice. Like when we come in the morning, so we're not on the hill in the evening. So when we come up in the morning, it's 15 minutes before.
We
got to talk to everybody.
How are you feeling? And we get to see all of our friends, and we get to stop and say hey, and these are people that we only see maybe twice a year or once a year, but it just feels like home every time you stop and say hi to them, because
awesome
apparently they're just as crazy as you are.
Everybody's crazy.
Everybody's crazy on the hill.
Crazy. So Mark and Michelle took it home.
Yep.
No award ceremony, so there's no pictures of that or anything.
It was pouring
so,
down rain.
You know, I'm sure they'll send us a photo.
I hope so. I hope we get to see them with their swords
when they get home.
That would be fantastic.
But
it just poured.
It rained like hell, so we're like. I think somebody asked right at first how my camp. I got some Camp Chef stuff. I got a big flat top, cast iron flat top, and an oven with a 2-burner stove on top.
You're
I'm like fucking.
So ballin'.
It's like Essence and Emerald.
I got my little
here,
chef with
right?
me. Personal
and I got
chef.
all my cooking stuff. But if it's raining, I can't cook because I don't have a canopy to put it over. So I'm like, I don't know, but it did stop raining.
It did, luckily.
Right, so we got home. We got back to camp.
And Richard Hunter left out that night. He needed to get back home. Most people do. Most people head home on Sunday evening.
We stay an extra day.
We always do because
I don't know how y'all do that shit.
Well,
I would be so tired. I'm tired right now.
We are tired right now.
Yeah,
but we love that without kids vibe a lot, and
it's so quiet.
It's so. Even though we
love
tired,
our babies, but it's so quiet.
There's so much.
So we stayed another night to decompress and really enjoy the campsite because that's our deal too. And we've been up on the mountain the whole time.
Woods.
Campsite number 4 is the bomb at Rattler Ford. If you can reserve it, I've heard it's difficult.
But if I want it and one of y'all have it, I'm gonna get real
We're coming.
upset.
We're on bomb.
I'm gonna I'm just
I'll
gonna
cook
camp
for
with
you,
you anyway.
but
it was really nice because Perry, the photographer, decided to stay another day with us.
Yeah,
and
so we got to hang out and shoot the shit.
Dude, we stayed up till 2 a.m.
Yeah, and that is.
This guy goes to sleep at like 9 p.m. every night.
And I drank
I'm like at 10:30, but from like 9:30 to 10:30, that's my like decompression. Yep. I do stupid like word where you get all the letters and you have to make a bunch of words out of it. Like that's just my thing.
Yep.
That's how I like calm my mind. Yep. And
so
he's snoring, so I'm breathing in and breathing out while he's snoring, and it's just a whole thing.
There's no proof of that. It's just
maybe on your OnlyFans.
I did get a ridiculous amount of positive feedback.
I want to finish. Like, we stayed up till 2 a.m., like, just chatting with Perry and...
Had a great meal.
I wish I could do that with literally everybody on the hill because I just...
It really... It's hard, though, because you want to have... If it's a party and everybody's there, then you don't have that.
Go around and socialize.
You don't have that level of intimacy to actually get to know someone. So it's hard, you know. But we did. We hung out with Perry and we weren't talking about race car stuff.
Guy.
I didn't know that he used to autocross.
No, I just thought he was a photographer.
How he became the photographer he is now. You know, we got to hear the whole thing and. Such a freaking awesome, interesting dude, you know.
Yep.
I fished, and when I'm fishing, I can't do like, well, that'd be a cool picture, because I'm fishing.
Trying.
I don't have.
But I'm no Perry Bennett.
Sometimes. So,
I'm no Perry
so
Bennett.
I don't have enough hands to hold the camera. Maybe on my OnlyFans, but in public, I don't got enough stuff to hold all the stuff.
That was dirty.
So. Perry was videoing all kinds of stuff and taking pictures, and I'm sure he'll put it up. And it was awesome. We caught some fish. He's never seen fly fishing like how I do, tenkara fishing. So we did that for a couple hours. But while that's happening, Ryan's at camp with Paul. And Paul's a camp host. Paul brought us chanterelles from the forest that he had cooked. And we got to have that, right? So
I was so nervous to
I've had chanterelles before, but Perry and Ryan had not. And it was awesome. We got to hang out with him. And while we were fishing, Ryan and Paul were talking. So she got to really meld with him and have some talks about. I don't even know. Like I said, we haven't had enough time to sit and really catch up on all that.
Time together.
So
like just to decompress.
We had.
This is our decompression. You're getting it.
Y'all are with us.
You're feeling it right now.
We got to go in there and feed these people. I don't know how they've survived. but we're going to
the
cook them dinner
two kids
tonight.
and the grandpas. So we definitely got to go.
Yep. So you know, we did that. We had a good meal. We had tri-tip and
potatoes,
just
and
meat and potatoes and some ratatouille. Yep.
Ratatouille to eat.
So it was super good night. We went to bed
2 a.m.
at 2 a.m. though.
2 a.m.
So we woke up
slow.
Probably.
I woke up first.
I was well.
I woke up.
I
You were still
didn't
drunk.
know.
You were still
I
drunk.
didn't have. I drank a lot, and I didn't have enough time to really deal with that because I woke up with daybreak, so I was only asleep for like a couple of hours. So I was still. The boys was buzzing when we woke, and I was like, "Whoo, boy!" So
I woke up and
I was last out, which is never happens. I'm never last out of bed, especially camping. So
I woke up first around 7:30 and went and sat on the river and just listened to the water
and I
flow
missed all that. I was not there.
And listened to the birds sing and it was a great way to wake up after a weekend like I had. It was very necessary for my mental health, and it helped me.
I have videos of the stream for your enjoyment.
It helped me get back to center, and and then we got back to camp
Started
packing up, took showers.
Everything's
packed
wet,
up.
so we got to pitch camp
wet.
again and
we
let it
gotta-
all dry out. Our camping gear was awesome.
It had been over
If anybody
2 years.
cares, we haven't gone camping in a bit. So if anybody cares about like the actual setup of what we did, it was really easy to pack up and pitch and cooking. Everything was really good. There's some things we're going to change next time we go.
Yep.
But if anybody doesn't know how to camp or wants to know how we did it, just send us a message and we'll tell you. But we got a big Agnes tent, and it was awesome.
It was funny. A couple showed up to camp at our campsite. Check-in for the campsite's like 1 p.m. and they showed up at like 11:30 in the morning.
I gotta take a potty break.
Okay, go ahead. I might sign off while you're gone.
Don't do that.
Oh, okay. All right. I won't sign off. I know y'all love him, so that's why you're really watching. But anyway, it was really funny. Come to find out, they're from Asheville too. They're from our same town, and we're like an hour and a half, 2 hours away from the house, and meet another couple from the area. But we packed up camp and got the car loaded back on the trailer and just headed home. The trip home was pretty uneventful. I was just kind of thankful to have some internet. I got to catch up on a lot of what people were doing. I think that's something that I get kind of anxious about when I don't have internet, because I really enjoy what everybody's doing. I like to see what you're doing. If I'm reacting to your posts, maybe I'm not commenting, but if I'm reacting, I'm invested in your life, and I enjoy seeing what you guys are doing, and it I like to know what you're up to and be part of that. So I was a little anxious not getting to see what everybody was doing. Exciting, dangerous, stupid. There's different words for that, but I made it. I didn't die, and the car is back. She looks just as good as when I took her. She is a little bit dirtier. What was really funny is my car has fuel starvation issues, so I have to make sure that she's fully fueled up so we can take hard lefts and hard rights. And come to find out, I only used 1/4 of a tank, and I only have to be above 1/2 of a tank. So I carried an extra 1/4 tank of gas, which is weight. So I gotta write these down. I gotta grab Jennifer Fuller's book off of Amazon for the HPDE logbook, so I can write all this stuff down. I can write down my tire pressures because they're lower than they were on track. I can do my dampener settings and just remember. And there's certain turns that I might have taken a little bit different. I need to make those notes. And I also need to remember I only need 3/4 of a tank when I get to the hill. I don't need a full tank of gas.
Yeah, that's 10ths of a second.
So having a little logbook that you can write down every track experience, whether it's HPDE, autocross, hill climb, is great. And again, my my friend Jennifer Fuller has that book available for you.
Yeah,
It's
check that out.
99 pages of an amazing spread to get all of your information from your track day out, and it gives you a place for notes, gives you a place to draw a little map. So I'm gonna have to pick one of those up so I can write all that stuff down, because I feel like I'm gonna remember it right now, but I know I'm not. I know in a year I'm gonna be freaking out.
There's a lot of stuff
so
at each track that you gotta know what's going on.
But
I was gonna say something.
Overall, it was just amazing. It was
Great people, great road, great event. Steve Eckrich
absolutely
does a freaking awesome job with Vicky
thank the people
running all
that
that. They're freaking awesome, so helpful.
For us.
If anybody needed anything and they could do it, they give the shirt off their back for the people up there at the Hillclimb.
I truly believe that. I really do.
And it's just, it makes it such a great thing to do.
It feels more like a family than
there's
anything.
Rumor now. So since Grassroots Motorsports
since the
got involved with Pine Mountain and did
Pine
all
Mountain,
that,
Hill Climb.
I've heard rumor that there's another 2 hill climbs potential. One in Virginia,
Please.
I think Virginia, not West Virginia, and one more in Kentucky. So, super excited to see what is in the works for that.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
And if you have never been
even just coming
to a
hill
racetrack or whatever, like a hill climb is woods. So you got Zen of woods.
If you like the woods.
And Zen of racing.
So and racing people.
It's more buggy than a racetrack.
People.
But if you bring enough yard guard or whatever, you can keep the little bugs off of you, and it's just awesome.
Yard guard.
And the group is so close knit and so different that you guys should really come out and watch, participate, volunteer, and you can be right up there on track watching what's going on.
Yep, you get your room paid for.
They hook you guys up with that, and that's
that
really what.
Do get.
Yeah, I don't think there's any money. It's not a profitable thing. Like the money that you pay to do the hill climb buys the trophies, rents the mountain, pays EMS, pays for the volunteers room and board to come work it.
Yeah.
Right? Because this isn't an autocross. Like the people that drive only drive. You don't have to do anything else. So think about that. Come if you got a car you can cage out. And you have to have a roll cage for hill climbs. So that's the thing. If you don't, then maybe autocross, HPDE is what you need to be doing. I would cage my car for HPDE as well. That's why this exists. And she would be way faster up the hill in blue car. But Hank is too purty for that.
I love that car.
Stays at the house.
I love both these cars.
Yeah.
So much.
So it was awesome. She ran with her new short shifter. It ran good. Not a lot of shifts going on a hill climb.
Actually, they reposted your photo of my Hurst shifter.
Who did?
Hurst.
Hurst.
Yeah. I'm getting ready to share that. So that's
did
coming
not
up.
know that.
I do have in-car video of my fastest lap. I did not get any data for my fastest lap, so you won't get to see speeds, but I do have some laps with data. So you're going to get to see general speeds. It'll be a 3-second slower lap, but you'll get to see it. And the cool thing, like you're taking turns at like 60 and 70 miles an hour. For the most part, I took turns at like 50 something miles an hour, which is pretty good. My top speed, I believe, was 92 miles an hour. I never got above triple digits. And that's due to my short tires and low gearing.
Everybody wants more horsepower. This is not a 400. This is maybe making 300 at the crank.
I would love to get this
I don't know.
So
here's future projects.
Exactly what it's running and how much it weighs. Because when I weighed this car before we put the roll bar in, and it was 3,500 5 pounds with a full tank of gas and my ginormous ass in there. Which that's a joke, obviously, but I mean the car was 3,500 pounds before I put a bunch of metal tubing in there. So it's over 3,500 pounds. I have to run a pretty full tank of gas, and I'm under 300 horsepower. I'm quite sure to the rear wheels. So I would love to get it dynoed and actually know
a real
what's
tune,
up.
because it's got a tune, but we don't know what it's doing.
Yeah, somebody a little more professional than just a generic.
So that's on the
tune.
list.
I need to get a different steering wheel.
Yeah, we need to get the airbag out of there.
I need to get the Sparco quick disconnect steering wheel with no airbag.
So if anybody knows anybody.
But my I have my airbags turned off. I've pulled that fuse, so if in the event I got in an accident, my airbags would not load. But
it's extra weight though. That airbag's not light.
Yeah, and the steering wheel's actually not perfectly round. It's kind of funny, and it's huge, you know. So there's a lot of this, and you maybe have to shuffle steer it a little bit. And then also wheel studs. That's going to be on my list because we keep taking these wheels off and on a lot and over torquing. When we encountered the stretch bolt on a caliper locating bracket, that means that even really hardened steel doesn't need to be taken on and off.
We probably need to be replacing wheel studs every. I don't know what the interval is, so
I don't either,
if there's somebody watching that has more track experience than us, let us know what is it every year?
Yeah.
Every 5 years. I don't know. I don't know how that works.
Yeah, and you know what happened? You know what else happened when we were on the hill? I got two people reaching out about like sponsorship.
We got some random messages,
which is pretty cool, but
some not
they
friends.
were not steering wheels or wheel studs or tuning. They were kind of things I don't necessarily.
Mama's blowing up a little, so we'll see what happens.
I don't know about blowing up, but
I will say also, not that it's a sponsorship thing or anything, but there's a big gap in hill climb recording technology.
Yeah.
Where we have this kick-ass Garmin catalyst.
I've already reached out to Garmin
right?
as much as I can. If anybody has
and
a
we
better
need
connection to Garmin,
they need to do these hill climbs.
I want to help with
because it won't record unless she's going over 55.
And autocross. The Garmin Catalyst is useless unless you're on a track.
Yeah, you have to be on an official track.
Even if you're on a track and they move, start, finish, it's useless.
You need to be able to move, start, finish on track, and you need to be able to have the hill climb roads in there, even if it's just freaking getting your speeds down. You don't have to be perfect, but something.
If you could do something like Harry's lap timer, where you could do a start and a finish just by driving it, and they use GPS. But anyway, if somebody has a connection to Garmin, please have them reach out to me, because I'm not necessarily interested in sponsorship. I would just need my products to be better.
Yeah, we need a little update on the software.
Because I use the Garmin Catalyst, I use a Garmin Verb Ultra action camera, I wear a Garmin 3S.
Yeah, we could get heart rate.
Vivo Active.
When she's on
track.
But
I can't combine any. I would love to be able to combine all my data, including like heart rate, air. It's like how much oxygen, and you're like all this craziness.
There's a lot.
How cool would that be to see from behind the wheel in the event?
You have all those metrics on there.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be hard to do.
So,
they got programmers.
Yeah. So if you have a Garmin hookup, reach out to me. I want to help. I want to make it better. I want racers to have more technology at their fingertips. Right now, it's really
well, it helps.
slim.
How many runs did you get?
I got 5.5 runs.
5.5 runs until next year. So all the data you can get to study.
And that logbook's going to be really helpful too. I need to write. I need it right now. I need to write it all down.
Because you forget. You go to your next track day and then.
It's true. That's how it works out.
And that's about it.
I was going to say something else. There was something else that we were going to go towards, but I guess the next.
What's your next event?
My next event is going to be
a bunch of autocrosses, probably.
Yeah.
And we got a bunch of autocrosses, but August 20th is
VIR Track
Night in America.
So already got rooms booked. I'll be there.
We'll stay in a lodge. We'll bring the kids. That's the last event before they go back to school. Yep. So we'll go and
have a good time on VIR.
Stay in the hotel and run VIR for Track Night in America.
My favorite racetrack, honestly.
That's not a
competition.
That's fun. Just coming and driving.
But I have everything.
Who's coming with us? Who else is going to be there?
My buddy Jennifer's getting ready to do a bucket list item. It's going to be her first time at VIR.
So Medusa Snake.
Yep.
SNEK.
The Snake.
On Instagram.
Yep.
Rebecca, who's still watching. The other two girls are going to be there. So.
And we're also going to get you to come out to an autocross, because I have 3 like 3 weeks in a row.
Yep.
Every Tuesday, first 3 Tuesdays in August, you need to come up and let me take you for a ride.
Yep.
I know you have.
I miss your face, girl.
I know you have something coming up.
You can bring Andy too.
On August
we can do
13th, but we will work around it and just try to get you up here. There's other autocrosses if you can't.
When
make
is
it.
what? The Track Night in America is like August 20th.
Yeah, it's up at VIR, but so
I'll send you a link.
just we're talking private, girl. You know how we do.
But yeah, a lot of cool stuff
So,
going on.
we do.
The big project now is the Mustang for the autocross and April, all that situation. We're gonna try.
we're still looking for
gonna try to
a
get that,
V6
so.
S.
Anybody's got a
550
V6 S550 Mustang,
Manual
which will be
fastback.
2015 to 17.
Correct. We're still looking for one. We're still shopping for one.
Doesn't have to have Sync 3 or any of that fancy stuff. So we'll see.
They don't.
But yeah, message us if you look on Facebook Marketplace and you find one under
just send it to us.
18.
Oh,
Send
under
us a
18 would
message.
be huge, especially with
We'll come get
records.
that shit.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's what's going on. We're gonna cook dinner and go to bed.
Yeah, I'm really soon, but hey,
She's a winner.
this is great. I'm super.
I'm gonna have to put more walls in this she shed for all these trophies.
I'm gonna hang it right there above my first place at Pine Mountain, and I don't know. I don't want to sound like an asshole, but this is awesome to me. I would never expect to even be doing so well at these type of events. These are
For 1 year.
These
One
are-
year
these are amazing.
of actual racing.
And
That's all you got under your belt.
I might have been the second fastest person on street tires at that hill.
Yeah, I think there was a lot of people. I know that at least 10 of the cars above her. You were like
Most everybody was on
19th
Hoosiers.
19th
Hoosiers.
overall?
Yeah, I got 19th out
Yeah,
of 60 something.
The purple crack is strong
Yeah,
up
that's
there.
pretty
So
good.
there's not a lot of cars.
Yeah.
I know, is it James Curry?
James, yep, in his M4.
He's got an M4 and he was on street tires.
Yep.
Because he drives that car back home,
Yep.
which is fucking ballsy as shit.
I like James.
But super
You're
cool
wild, man.
guy. He really liked my new profile photo.
I think
so.
he might have been.
If
I think he might have been
anybody,
the fastest on
if
street
anybody
tires.
hasn't seen my profile photo, but
Yeah.
he might be the fastest guy on street tires. But there's not a lot of people
Yeah.
in the top 20 is usually mostly Hoosier tires.
Yeah.
So
So if you enjoy Kyle and his very, very seductive poses, we're gonna try to bring some more to you, and we might.
I had no idea that
We might not be joking. We might do an OnlyFans. There won't be nudity. That's not how we roll.
It will be funny as
But
hell. Though.
there might be some pictures that you gotta pay for. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. I need to figure out how to fund this racing project.
I can sit on the door sill of a race car.
Oh,
too.
you could, because I mean, you got a really nice ass.
I'll poke it out.
Oh, I like that idea. And on that bombshell, we'll talk to you guys next Monday.
Yeah, see you guys. Love y'all.
Bye.